Hello, I'm Nathaniel Rutherford, and I'm here with Miss BP, who's an AP Environmental teacher here at Charles High School.
Hi, I'm Miss BP. I got interested in teaching AP Environmental Science probably 17 years ago. It's part of my background. I do a lot of outdoor activities. I have a BS degree in marine biology. So it just seemed kind of fitting that with my family and our lifestyle of being very sustainable that I would teach AP Enviro. Yes, in Tallahassee we have a lot of really unique environments, and what makes them so unique or so special is that in the Panhandle area there's a lot of biodiversity. We have everything from tall sand pines down to local estuaries to swamplands to Red Hills Clays area. So we have a really unique blend where we are in the Panhandle. Yes, if you would have asked me that question probably 10 or 15 years ago, I would have said absolutely not. But there has been a big movement in Tallahassee for doing a couple of things. Smaller communities, like here out in the Childs community, we've got businesses now that are within walking distance or bike riding distance of Killearn area, where you come out here by the roundabout. So we're getting small communities that are walkable, more sustainable. And then I think it was like 2 weeks ago, Tallahassee announced a big initiative by 2050 that all the power generated here would be through solar power. So that is a big plus. Yeah, not currently in terms of renewable, we don't. But if their plan of action goes to fruition and by 2050, we will. Right now, the only thing that I see that we have that may be kind of sort of renewable is they're starting to get more infrastructure for stations that have natural gas. Even though natural gas is not renewable, we're starting to see more cars that can run on natural gas. Leon County Schools has a bus fleet that's natural gas, and the only thing that's good about that is the fact that it's lower emissions, carbon emissions. Certainly, I would say the best thing that most people can do is to withstand from single-use items. And we've talked about that in class. Do you really need the plastic bag from Subway? Sorry, Subway. That they put your sandwich in and then you take the sandwich out 10 seconds later. Do we really need to have those? And so I think that would make a big lasting impact. The other is, especially because the youth of today have their cars, I would say start planning your trips better. Instead of to and from several trips in a day, take one trip and hit all those different aspects, because that's going to reduce carbon emissions, it's going to save you gas. A lot of it's just planning. Those are two really simple things. Don't even get me started on the food, though. That's even simpler. Yes, which is the food. Choosing your food, yeah. It's something that a lot of people don't like to hear. I'm not saying become a vegan or vegetarian. Just choose more wisely from, if your meat is coming from a corporate entity, choose a local entity. Healthier for you, but the way they source our beef now, it travels a long distance, and there goes into some impacts where it's not healthy for the animal as well. But your biggest impact, for instance, just to give you an example of the beef, when you grow beef, you're using twice the amount of land than if you eat lower on the food chain, because you have to grow either, I'm going to say corn because that's what most of the cows are eating now. You have to have land to grow the corn, you have to have fertilizer to grow the corn, you have to have oil resources to grow the corn, and then you transport the cows, you slaughter the cows, and then there's all that infrastructure. There's double the money, the double of the resources that are used than if you just raise the cow in Thomasville and buy it from that farmer. So that would be your biggest, I mean, it's a huge impact if you go completely local. Yes, I do. Tallahassee has a pretty good green hub. We have a lot of organizations here, everything from the Sierra Club to Rethink Energy, that are local and can actually put into action at a government level things that we need for Florida and for Tallahassee. They've done the Springs Initiative, and we know we've got at least 50 springs in this area. They do clean water initiatives. They do saving longleaf pines. They try to reduce urban sprawl. We see all of that happening in Tallahassee, where we are trying to, instead of spread out, we're trying to keep things together. We're trying to keep along the Panhandle less corporations coming here and just keeping everything very local. And then the fact I mentioned earlier in the interview, the fact that Tallahassee would like to do solar farms and try to get everything more solar here. That's a huge impact. Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.